Hello there, welcome to another Excel tips video. I am Sumit Bansal, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get all the dates in between two dates in Power Query. So here I have the hotel booking data where I have each person and their check-in and check-out date. And instead of getting this in one single row, I want that all the dates for each person should be on separate rows. For example, for let's say the first person, Sarah Michelle, I have this booking for 6th to 12th January. So I want 6th January as a separate row, 7th January as a separate row, and so on. So let's see how to do this in Power Query. Let's open this data in the Power Query editor. This is already an Excel table. So I would right click on any of these cells, then click on Get Data from Table Range. Now this is going to open this data in the Power Query editor. Now when Power Query opens this data, it is going to automatically apply two steps. The first one is the source step, where it is connecting to the source data and fetching the table in Power Query. And the second one is the change type step. Now in the change type step, Power Query tries to guess the data type of each column and apply that data type automatically. For example, in this case, in guest name, it has applied the text data type. In room number, it has applied the number data type. And in check-in and check-out, it has applied the date and time data type. So you can see there is a date and there is a time as well. Now, because I do not want the time, I just want the date, I can select these two columns, right click, then go to change type and then click on date. And when I do that, it is going to change the data type. So it asks me whether I want to replace the current step or add a new step. I would just click on replace current, where it is going to modify the current existing change type step and convert check-in and check-out column into the date data type only. Now, what I need is to go through each row and check the check-in and the checkout date and extract all the dates in between and then somehow expand it so that I have each date in a separate row. So to do that, I'm going to go to this add column tab and then click on custom column. This is going to open the custom column dialog box where I can create a formula, and that formula is going to be applied to each row. So here I can specify the name of the new column. I can call it booking dates, and then I can specify the formula here. Now the formula here I'm going to use a function called List.Dates. So this is the function, and this function does exactly what we want. It is going to take 3 arguments and it is going to give us the list of dates. Now the 3 arguments that this function takes are the start date, which is the check-in date in our case. Now what we need to be very mindful of are the data types of each argument. We need to make sure that each argument, and all of these arguments take different data types, the data type needs to be correct, otherwise the formula is not going to work. So in this case, the start is a date, which is fine. We have check-in date, that is a date data type. The second one needs to be a count as number. Now these needs to be the total number of days that we want, the total number of dates. For example, between checkout and check-in date, if let's say there are 6 days, then we want 6 dates starting from the start date, which is check-in date. But this needs to be a number. Now here is a difference between Excel and Power Query. If in Excel you subtract one date from another, you are going to get a number. But in Power Query, you do not get a number, you get a duration. So we would have to convert that duration into a number here. And the third argument is the step, where if we want every date, then we are going to use 1 as the step. If we want every other date, we would use 2 as the step. But this step needs to be a duration. This does not need to be a number. It needs to be a duration. So we would have to convert it into a duration. So let's see how it works. The first argument is the start, which would simply be the check-in date. Then the second argument is the count. In this case, I could just use checkout minus check-in. But as I said, this does not give us a number. It gives us a duration. So we need to convert that duration into a number. So what we really want is to know how many number of days are there in between these two dates. So from this duration, I just need to extract the number of days, and I can do that by using this formula, which is duration.days. So it takes a duration and then it returns the number of days in between. And the third argument is the step as duration. Now in this case, the step is 1 because I want all the dates, but I cannot use 1 here because it doesn't say number, it says duration. So let's convert that number 1 into a duration. So I would use this function here, which is duration, and within duration I need to specify how many number of days, hours, minutes or seconds I want. So I want 1 day, but 0 hours, 0 minutes and 0 seconds. And now when I have this formula complete, you can see it says no syntax errors have been detected. When I click OK, it inserts a new column with booking dates as the name, and each cell in this column has a list. Now, this list would have all the dates in between the check-in and the checkout date. If I show you, here you can see it starts from 6th January and it goes up to 11th January, not including the checkout date. If you want to include the checkout date, you can go back into the formula and you can add +1 in the second argument. And you can see in all of these, this is a list, and all of these would give you the total number of dates in between the check-in and checkout date. Now I have exactly what I want. I just need to expand this, which is very easy. Come here to this icon, this expand icon, click on it and then click on expand to new rows. And that's it. This is exactly what I wanted. Now you can see for Sarah, I have these 6 rows because Sarah has a booking for 6 days, and so is the case for all these guests. Now what I can also do is I can come here and I can sort this data. So instead of having it by guest name, it is more useful to have it by dates. So I can sort it in an ascending order. So it is going to give me all the bookings for each date, and maybe I can move the room number here to the end. So here visually you can see that for this date there is only 1 booking, for 7th there is 1 booking, for 8th there are 2 bookings, for 9th there are 3 bookings, and what are the room numbers. Now I can load this data into Excel. So I would go to the home tab here, then click on close and load, and this is going to insert a new worksheet and load this entire data into Excel. So I have this data here, and you can see that the booking dates formatting is not right. So I can just select this column, go to home, and then change this to short date. If you want, you can change this to long date. And now I have it in the right format, and I can visually see that on this date, what number of rooms are booked. For example, for 10th, these 3 rooms are booked, and these 3 rooms are booked by these 3 people. Now, if you go back here and you make any changes in this data, if let's say a booking is cancelled and you remove a person or you change the booking, for example, let's say in this case, if I make this instead of 12, I make this 20, you can simply come back to this data, right click and then refresh it, and this data is going to update. Earlier we had 63 rows, now we have 71 rows of data because this data has updated based on this data set. So this is how you can use a simple function in Power Query to get all the dates into given dates. That's it in this video. I hope you found this useful. Also, if you're liking these videos, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and click on the bell icon so that you never miss out on any new Excel tips video I come up with. Also, if you want me to make videos on any other Power Query topic, let me know in the comment section and I'll try and make it. Thank you and have a nice day.